So this was a global campaign we did, and it was about greatness. And it said, greatness lives in all of us. But when we had to come to China, the cultural context of greatness means greatness doesn't live in all of us. In fact, greatness only lives in those that achieve something of repute that makes the nation look amazing. 1.3 billion people have been educated that they cannot be great. You can only do it to a very limited few. And we wanted to lead the change of that, and this is what we did.
In China, greatness is reserved for the chosen few, and for 5,000 years it's been a title bestowed only on those who bring pride and honor to the nation. Like Olympic athletes who win gold and break records. Anything less is considered failure. How can Nike use the Olympics to inspire a nation to think differently about greatness? That sports isn't only about winning, but the pursuit of your own best. It's about finding your greatness.
I mean, I don't know if people know, but Liu Shan is a hero in China. He failed in the 2008 Olympics, and to do it again when this was his time. And literally, I can tell you a story. He was at the starting line, and I texted the head of Nike. I said, this is it. He's going to fucking do it. Because we were like, this is it. And then when he fell at the first thing, I heard China stop breathing. Like it's the equivalent of Michael Jordan failing, or Shane Warne in his prime failing when it was all going to happen. So for us to take on a cultural issue, and Nike can do that. I'm not shying away from the importance that the client did. We took on an issue that meant that we can't be copied just in features, because we're doing something that actually infiltrates and integrates and invigorates people's soul, and the value of that has greater brand value than simply just saying a price point. Price is important without doubt. We're not denying that. But you can build something that's brand loyalty. Too many people think because China's double-digit growth, you don't have to build a brand. Why bother? You're going to get double-digit growth. Because when the economy slows down, and 7% in China is still a slowdown for China, people are going to spend their money more wisely because they're the most brand-literate generation. And if it's just on features, you're not going to win. And if you have value, you are. So, you should never take loyalty for granted. In all honesty, you should never take loyalty for granted anyway. I mean, you should read some of the books about the fad of loyalty as regards to the reality of loyalty. You should look at peers, not just individuals in China. We should absolutely appreciate that what happened in the past happened. Don't try and keep recreating it. You'll look old. And in China, you can't. It's always a progressive society that's got momentum. And that social value is built on momentum, not just on price point. And ultimately, if you push culture, not just the category, you can build something that is uncopyable, that lifts a brand to the stratosphere. And Nike, to still be number one in a country that basically copies things where they can make money, I take that. I always say that to Simon. I just say the fact you're still number one is and all these people have come in after you, is the ultimate embodiment of what we're doing that's right. He doesn't always agree with that, but I'm in advertising, so I've got to say that. So to sum up, if you want to go to China, and I encourage you to go to Asia, because Asia's fucking amazing. It's one of the greatest gifts I've ever had in that respect. You have to respect the culture. You have to respect the culture. Because let me tell you, Asia knows more about the West than the West knows about China. By a country mile. The day that brand head offices start going into China rather than London or New York, it's all going to change. The second one is, when I went in that 2005 and heard lots of people slagging it off, the issue is nothing is as it seems. Nothing. You've got to look in the grey areas, and you've got to understand that both sides have a point of view. But if you understand the context of the culture, you can maintain your standards of creativity. You are not selling your creative soul. They used to say Hong Kong advertising people were filth. I think it was failed in London, try Hong Kong. That was what it stood for. It's, one, that's derogatory, but two, it's certainly not the case anymore. There's still an easy option for a lot of people, but you can make a difference and you can do things in an amazing way. It's not a case of lowering your standards, as I said. It's about just understanding the context. If you want to survive, and I've stolen this from a friend of mine, he's got this lovely expression where it goes, you've got to get out of the zoo and play in the jungle. Stop reading books or reading bullshit from people that think China's from 1984. Go and actually understand what it's really there. And as much as it is mental and it can make you into like a sadomasochist of bashing your head against the wall, it's bonkers. It's the most magical, energetic, influential place on earth. And I guarantee you, they're not evil. It's an amazing opportunity. And I really hope, if I've done anything at all amongst all my ramble, you'll start looking at China as a place where possibilities can happen, not just basically the derogatory standards that you think and you're told that exists. Thank you very, very much.